everyone, Dom here from Heart Synergy Healing. Happy Valentines if you're tuning in on the day. Otherwise, if you're not, this is still a timeless clearing and just as useful. Today's clearing is going to be on clearing illusions around love. I've done a quick prep to work, so we'll just get straight to it and get started. Society as a whole really propagates a lot of myths about what love is. A lot of us have this expectation that we're healed before we can enter a relationship. That's just not reality. We heal in relation to one another, as most of these wounds that we're carrying were created in relationships, whether that be with our parents or other intimate partners. These things tend to fractalize out from our family of origin. There's a lot of illusions around love being this saving force, which in a way it is, but it's not our partner saving us. The one we find ourselves in a relationship with is simply there to offer presence and illuminate what's already there. We're all entering into these things with baggage. It's finding that person who's going to sit there and unpack it with you, being able to offer that as well. It's being a surface level clearing, being a group clearing. If you wish for anything deeper, please reach out. Our website will be up in a couple of days. It's almost complete now. And my email will be in the description. Clearing loss of subconscious integrity right now. A quantum form of healing, as I've said in every other video. If you're just tuning in for the first time, you don't actually have to listen to this. It's simply enough to set the intention to receive and just have the video muted, playing in the background. Chart 8B right now, other archetypes pre-programmed before creation. And James the Younger, Abundance. I've mentioned this chart a few times. It's quite a biblically named chart. This is the majority of the SRT system. This one in particular, each of the archetypes is named after a disciple. Worth mentioning as well, the only real force in the universe is actually love. It's the fundamental glue that binds everything together, gives life form. At the end of the day, everything is love in some form or another, even if it's a lesson. It's love from the universe, something your soul needed to learn for whatever reason. Clearing energy forms attached at higher levels right now. I've definitely found myself in a less than desirable romantic situation the past couple of months, and it has been one of the greatest lessons I have ever received, as much as I'm not happy with it. Can't really fault spirit for shoving that one at me. Funnily enough, cracked my heart open more than any other experience in my life. It's definitely hard to keep it open at times. Polarity beliefs right now. It's kind of what I was talking about before, with everything is actually love, even if it's not necessarily the kindest, nicest thing you've been through. There is a love to it. Divine love versus human love are very different things. The situation I've been through recently is I was very tempted to spiral initially and kind of revert to some very unhealed, shadowy parts of myself. But just being able to sit with them has actually helped me integrate them and drawn them into the light. It's really sent me back into more bhakti, devotional kind of practice with yoga as well. A lot of mantra chanting, that type of thing. Invoking Durga energy, warrior goddess of the heart. Centered, grounded version of Kali. The story goes that there was a demon rampaging that none of the gods could kill. So they went to Durga. And Durga birthed Kali out of her third eye. In some versions, in some other versions, she transformed into Kali. Clearing 9 councils in this one universe. Every drop of blood this demon was rampaging spilled spawned a new demon. Kali killing this demon and drinking its blood so it wouldn't spill and spawn new demons, spurred into a rage and just started killing everyone indiscriminately. It wasn't until her husband Shiva went to intervene, and then she was stomping on him and was really messing his day up, and eventually she kind of realised what she was doing and calmed down out of her rage and transformed back into Durga. Kind of shows this symbolic descent into hell that's required sometimes, into the darkness, before rising back up, slaying of the demon. So I really like Hindu mythology. Remembering as well that gods are more aspects of humanity that we all contain. So when we're working with a particular Hindu god or goddess, Devi or Deva, That's when we're invoking a specific energy that we already hold internally, eternally. Clearing infinity programs right now. From a yogic point of view, it's Kundalini, traditional Kundalini awakening. If it's rising from the root, it's being Shakti energy. It'll transform on its way up. The first couple of years, as it's rising from the root, is very destructive Kali energy. It'll get the job done, but it'll be chaotic as you're kind of rising into the heart and it's transforming into Durga. It's still means business. Still warrior goddess, but not as chaotic. It's much more calm, compassion to it, balance. Today I've seen it described for the first time outside of my own experience. Actually, anyone I've mentioned my experience with Kundalini to within the yogic community has been quite confused. It's not typical. It's this descent of grace, is how it's described. This awakening from the crown down. I had a sudden awakening several years ago. It flashed from the crown down through my chakras, and it's been this very distinct descent of consciousness down into the body, as opposed to rising up out of materiality, which there's several reasons that probably happened to me. Clearing infinite levels before thought. I've been seeing my mentors the last couple of days is really this whole topic of my consciousness having a habit of retreating upwards is quite noticeable. It's really ultimate meditation practice as well. I've previously been very focused on traditional traditions, which is this rising of the energy up from the root to the crown, but I've noticed the most profound grounding in my life actually focusing on sending the energy from the crown down to the feet. Been a massive shift in my physicality. Clearing infinity stream right now. Programs created by spirit, embryo programming. One of the other interesting things I find about these mantras as well is they're if we look at reality as being made of sound resonance, imagine the dark matter out there, and then everything's matter is kind of, the way I see it, it's sound resonance disturbing the dark matter. The dark matter is water, and then the ripple resonance effect, creating foam in the water almost, foam being the regular matter. all just kind of arising within the infinite mind of consciousness. Clearing career and work. But anyway, the mantra, I was going back to what I was saying, it's if you look at reality as this ripple in the sound resonance, it's mantras and prayer and affirmations really have a lot more power than the mainstream would give them credit for. The more we kind of sit with intention and allow these sounds to run through us, ignoring the meaning of them. This meaning's a humanly assigned thing. It's things will quite rapidly transform. The energetic field will respond to these sounds. Your internal state will shift. Again, the idea of somatics of water holding shape and memory, and remembering that our fascia, making up the majority of us, 70% water, something like that. A lot of that actually being held in the fascia. Sounds start to alter crystalline matrix of the fascia. Not just that, our DNA is actually encased in a thin layer of water. So again, using these mantras, sounds, chants, prayers, you're altering the epigenetics of the being. You're altering reality at its most fundamental level. Words that are quite literally magic. Even in the language here, it's, you spell a word, you use letters to spell, casting spells. The words create a sentence. What are you sentencing yourself to? What are you sentencing others to? One of the most profound shifts I've had in my consciousness has been when I really started doing a lot of psychological kinesiology work, which is again using kinesiology to test the clearing multiple pathways at the moment, using kinesiology to test the subconscious beliefs that are operating in your field, and then you're installing new beliefs through affirmation, combined with a few other processes, but I continued past the initial process. It's kind of the main process is to keep repeating the affirmation that you've just installed as a belief for a few weeks. I've been doing the training I did recently in Insight K. Actually had a profound release. Shifted this belief around relationship patterns and felt this, while I was doing the process to shift it, I was taking my turn as the patient, I had this stabbing pain to the back of my heart space, and you got to kind of just sit with it while you're repeating this affirmation to yourself. And again, having done a lot of it, I've always noticed subtle shifts. This was something else, something kind of released through my spine, and I felt discombobulated for about 45 minutes after. And then by the time I got home, I remember my temperature had jacked up a couple degrees. I was going through this real, it was almost this bunch of chemicals of being, toxins, neurotransmitters, hormones, whatever had been kind of bundled up in this spot. And as it's released, it's flooded the system. I don't think I've ever had a more hands-on educational moment of the link between belief and biology, or even sound and biology. It's all the same the more you break it down. And if you think, also if you think of matter as just condensed light, when you look at things like sonoluminescence, this whole thing of when a bubble bursts underwater from a sound wave, it produces a flash of light, and scientists don't understand why, it just does. This reality gets stranger the more you zoom down. Oh, big yawns. We're moving some energy today. If you're wondering what the beads are, I went and got myself some mala beads the other day. It's kind of 108 beads for prayer or mantra. Made of morganite, which is very, very fitting for the Durga energy I'm working with at the moment. All about heart healing. And this idea of cities, kind of supernatural powers that one can attain through mantra, devotion, or whatever, is the heart is the city of the heart. Is the ability to grant wishes. Simply, if your heart isn't open, you're not manifesting anything. I'm going to say trapped, looping in the same cycles, blocks to miracles. Again, that's what we're here doing. We're clearing out that junk that is stopping the heart from opening. Which I'll echo though is as much as practices like this are greatly helping, it's still a personally led practice that you can do all the clearing, plant medicine, whatever you want, but if you're not actively integrating it, it's not very useful. In the case of plant medicines and stuff, can actually make things worse. I've seen that with a number of people. Kind of get stuck in this loop. anything that arises, they think they just need more medicine, something external to themselves. In reality, your own presence and awareness is the greatest medicine. I'm not objectively against plant medicines, but they are going to drag things to the surface, and taking more medicine is not going to integrate it. Simply providing the presence to your pain is the only thing that truly merges it and brings it back in. You're going to get real love and light about it. The most love and light thing you can do is loving those shadows. Loving those parts of yourself that can be hard to love. Finding compassion for those parts, finding compassion for the version of you that created those parts. Clearing abdication of mental responsibility right now. Anything else to clear? Asking Spirit to perform a mop up right now. Remember, drink lots of water, allow yourself to integrate, allow whatever arises to arise, don't attach to it, just feel it. Stories aren't helping you. Somatic integration is the best thing you can do. In saying that, naming what's arising without attaching a story can also be very helpful. Name it to tame it. Overwhelming emotion can quite usually be knocked down a notch just simply by naming what's arising. Thank you for tuning in. Keep looking after yourselves, keep going. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.